Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery is a chronic illness. I'm not crazy, and I'll prove it. My name is Chris, and welcome back to Wizard Way. Welcome back, everybody, and this one is going to be a little controversial, ain't gonna lie. In this video, I'm going to explain a little bit to you guys about spoon theory, and how this relates to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Spoon theory, for those of you who don't know about the term, is basically a way of explaining the everyday lives of people who suffer with chronic illness. And this can be a physical chronic illness or even the mental side, the mental fatigue that comes with having any sort of chronic illness. The concept of spoon theory was basically created by a person named Christine Miserandino. Christine suffers from lupus, which is a chronic illness that not a lot of people necessarily know about. But when she was confronted by a friend at a local diner and asked what daily life is like, she basically gathered all of the spoons from the surrounding tables and handed them to her friend. So she grabbed a bunch of spoons and said, "Here, you now have lupus." And so she proceeded to have her friend walk through her typical day using the analogy that her energy was basically like a bouquet of spoons. So first off, you have to know how many spoons you're starting the day with, and then every little thing that you do, getting out of bed, costs you a spoon. Eating your first meal costs a spoon, especially if you make the meal yourself and it's not just something instant. But you continue throughout the day, and each major task that you do, and even some minor tasks that you do, all cost a spoon. So the analogy is basically that energy equals spoons, but you only have a limited number of spoons every day that you can use, and you have to basically budget your time very carefully. So this is how it is with people who have chronic illness. My own partner suffers from psoriatic arthritis, as well as a host of other medical issues. But for the most part, she really does have to use this spoon theory every single day. She has to take a look at how much energy she has, and then plan out the basics for her day. But also keeping in mind that she has to have a certain number of spoons in order to do the necessities throughout the day, so that she doesn't end up completely exhausted and having to basically borrow spoons from the next day. Because you can borrow spoons from the next day, but just think of how much more difficult the next day is going to be when you start out with fewer spoons to begin with. As you can imagine, dealing with spoon theory every single day can be really, really tiring and incredibly frustrating and mentally fatiguing. People who suffer with chronic illness have to worry about this stuff every single day, whereas healthy individuals, myself included, we don't have to worry about this sort of thing. We live our lives in blissful ignorance with infinite spoons to spend throughout the day. So the original creator, Christine, came up with spoon theory to basically help her friend understand her everyday struggle with energy and how she has to plan her day accordingly. At the time, she noted how very frustrated and also depressed that her friend got having each of her spoons taken away. And while she didn't want her friend to be in any emotional pain, it was an apt analogy for what she goes through. So keep in mind how frustrating it can be to not have as much energy as you want, and certainly not be able to spend the energy the way you want to. Fast forward to Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. This mobile game is a lot of fun, but it is completely dependent upon your energy counter. Every single task in the game requires energy, and some of it is ridiculously fast at spending up the energy you have. In Hogwarts Mystery, your energy counter basically replenishes at the rate of 1 piece of energy, or 1 spoon, for every 4 minutes that you're not doing anything in the game. Even in a world of mobile gaming where microtransactions are the new norm, this is really slow, and so most players have gotten extremely frustrated with the energy system in the game. And rightly so. But when my partner and countless other people with chronic illness heard about the game and people's dilemma with this energy system, the thought of spoon theory wasn't far from their minds. So while I'm not saying that the creators at Jam City of Hogwarts Mystery intended us to even think of spoon theory when it came to their game, This is a small teachable moment. All of us well, able-bodied, healthy individuals can sort of take a lesson from this. When we're playing the game, it takes 3 energy to talk to a friend. It takes 5 energy to do one task within a single lesson. Taking a single class at Hogwarts can take 3 or even 4 hours of waiting on the game just to have enough energy to get through it.
I did my waiting! 12 years of it! In Azkaban!
It is so frustrating having to wait for our energy counter to come back, but think about people with chronic illness. They don't have a way of replenishing their spoons every day, and this sort of makes me think of what they go through. They get incredibly frustrated. It's mentally fatiguing. It is not fun dealing with not having enough energy when you want it. But sadly, that's their reality. So just to put it in perspective, things could be worse. Now, I'm not excusing Jam City from creating a game that is really frustrating and has an energy system that is not easy to deal with. It forces you to slow down and really consider your choices. It forces you to plan your time, and time management is not a lot of fun. This is not a game that you can just mindlessly play for hours on end. It simply isn't that way. So while I'm not trying to literally wag the spoon at you guys for being frustrated about the energy counter in the game, I just want to take it as a teachable moment. That this is the way that people with chronic illness go through their lives every single day. Now, we are lucky. We don't have to deal with that when we're playing the game. It is something that is a temporary problem, and we wait a little while and we get more energy and we get to continue playing the game. But people who deal with chronic illness on a daily basis, they're not that lucky. So take it from someone who sees spoon theory in play every single day. Life could be worse. And life at Hogwarts could be worse. Ultimately, I want everybody to enjoy the game for what it is. Now, you can be righteously indignant and really not enjoy the energy system. Nobody forces you to play the game. You can put it down for a while and come back to it, or you can not play at all. Everybody's got the choice, and whatever floats your boat, whatever makes it more enjoyable for you, please do that. But hopefully this gives a little bit of perspective to the whole energy system and will hopefully dispel some of the anger and frustration that some people are feeling. Once you're able to put a little bit of perspective to things, it really could be worse, and hopefully you enjoy the game a little bit more since you've watched this video. So that's all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my spoons editing this thing to get it up on the internet. But I hope you enjoyed what you saw today, and maybe it gives you a fresh perspective on the gameplay. Definitely stay tuned to the channel for more Harry Potter Hogwarts mystery news, and also some gameplay coming up. I will be live streaming later this week, so stay tuned for that. And until then, I hope you guys take care, save your spoons, and I will see you next time on the channel. Nox.